Hi there, it's Easy Ann. I've been on an Elizabeth Gilbert tear. You may remember that she wrote the book Eat, Pray, Love that was made into a movie. It was a phenomenal success. I'm reading another book of hers entitled Big Magic. She has a chapter that I just love, and this is about suffering. It's about being a martyr. It's about the starving artist archetype. That's an archetype that's out in consciousness, that we believe that unless you suffer, that you're not going to be a good artist or whatever creative art you have. And she debunks that, and I absolutely know that it's true, and that is that we create in spite of our limitations, not because of our limitations. But Hemingway, I always heard about him being an alcoholic. Well, I bet a sobered up Hemingway would be a much better writer than a drunk Hemingway. And creativity itself these stories are trying to get through, these ideas are trying to get through, and why would they pick the people that were downtrodden, miserable, and upset to get these stories and these things through? It wouldn't be a very good plan. It doesn't make any kind of sense. If there's a muse, then the muse is going to pick the one that's open and receptive to it. That brings me to the thought about martyrs. And martyrs are people, and I'm talking about emotional martyrs. Martyrs are people whose lives are really so empty that they have to live for someone else. And then, of course, they try to make everybody feel guilty for them sacrificing what they had to do, and that's where they get their juice. And those are learned patterns. I don't know that we can fault somebody for doing that, because they probably just learned that from someone else. But regardless, I don't care about other people, but I do care about me, and I do care about you. What is your pattern? Are you suffering over something that came through your family history, that you suffered, maybe just suffered itself? It may not even be suffering over anything. It may be that you've just got the context in your life where there's something always to suffer about. There's always a problem. There's always a challenge. And when I say challenge, I don't mean challenge as an opportunity. I mean a challenge like, oh my gosh, this is happening. You wouldn't believe, blah, 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 blah. And you see me, because that's the way it looks. That's the way it feels internally. We can wake up. We can stop. We can move past this. Now, I'm talking about ego-driven struggle and suffering. I'm not talking about you just had somebody die in your family. I'm talking about the habitual suffering that we drag from moment to moment, day to day, and it can stop. It is not honorable to suffer about nothing. People don't enjoy it. People see through it. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable for me. It's not acceptable for you. You are meant to be more. You are meant to rise and shine. And it is time for you right now to rise and shine. If you're suffering right now, I want you to rise and shine. What is the opposite of suffering? Suffering is a burden. So let's say that life is light and life is full of joy, and you can't feel that. Well, then just focus on the word joy. Contemplate the word joy. Wouldn't that be a better use of the mind than to focus on the problems? Just focus. And I will just tell you, if you contemplate on the word joy, because joy, all words have a power. They have what's called the logos. They have this power to create what it is, and it's like an open door. You just open that door to joy and let it begin to shine through, and meditate on that, and you'll start moving over into a joy vibration. So this is Easy Ann, and I hope things are going well for you, and that you examine the suffering in your life and realize that most of it is made up, and make a conscious effort to move toward an easier and lighter life, because it is honorable and safe to have an easier life, to live in a flow of ease and possibility. And I want you to remember one more thing, and that is, for sure, that I love you.